Namaste and welcome, beloved mighty companions. To this holy circle of light, infinite and divine beings celebrating our only function. Our only function is to celebrate supreme happiness. It seems so improbable in the world of form. So improbable. It seems so far away. That's the whole plan. That's the whole plan of the ego, is the desire for an experience in which the light here seems far away. Let's ask the light that, just for fun, because we can. We started having so much fun with Jesus. Jesus, is the ego's plan to have it seem like the light is so far away? Like it's here. Is there a desire for an experience to make the light seem really far away? And just hear that, yes. Just squeeze it out of awareness. Miracle constipation. Just squeeze that out. I love all the hashtags. I think Tatsy told me, you're so irreverent, but reverent at the same time. And it's so great to see Jesus just has no rules. You know, I thought it was, it's some of that. It's not frivolous. It takes direct looking. It takes focus and direct looking. But, you know, he's not inviting us to a funeral. He's trying to get us out of the funeral march into the band. Go step on this side of the street. You don't have to walk down the street in New Orleans behind the funeral. You know. You know, that itch to deny divinity. It's a strong itch. You know, we just want to scratch it. Oh, Jesus, I just want to scratch it. So it feels really good. I had a great joining with Julia. Oh my gosh. Some of the things when Jesus tells and you get to hear it, like he told her, you follow me, I'll part the waters for you. Come on. That can only come from you know who. We're all hearing that. I'll part the waters for you. You know whose voice saying that? Well, who says that in the world? They're going to come part the waters. We know whose voice speaking on that. He knows just what to say too. It's gonna. So, and then Teresa putting that thing about, you know, wanting to keep the, we were talking about this morning, to keep that metal detector on. Jesus, I love that. It's so great. It's really so perfect because it tells you everything you need to do. The metal detector on the beach, and you turn it on and you leave it on and you listen to the beeps and you follow the beeps. And when the metal detector goes off, this is where you're going to look. This is how deep you're going to look. You're going to look with me. And then you're going to ask me when it's, if you dug, not dig, but you look deep enough. And he's not getting involved with the sand at all. He's just saying, just part the sand. He's going to part the sand for us too. And then we just look, because she was asking me about, and it feels really good to be clear on this, because spiritual teachers say something and I see how even in my mind here, you glob onto it and then you believe that's true, right? Because consciousness is the play to believe, and it starts tossing out things that a teacher will say. You know, you have to go into darkness. No, you're not going into darkness, because darkness, you're just looking. The pointing is to look to see with Jesus that it does not exist. So then the ego plays in that. It's going to be fearful. It's going to be horrible. Dark night of soul. No. It doesn't have to play that well. It probably will If we don't give up every desire for that kind of experience to Jesus, that's what it's going to look like for sure. You got 100% guarantee on that. Just ask the light. If I've not looked at the desire to have the dark night of the soul, it's really a good incentive plan to turn over the little miracle constipation detector, give it to him to find where we're constipated. In those miracles, it's going to hurt, because the hurting is the saying no, and the specialness in having a special kind of wake up experience. We can see with the light of divine being, honesty of God is the light here. Who needs a special experience to see it? Let's go to the light checklist. Is it special when we see that divine infinite light is here and we look at it and we can recognize that the light's here? My 7-year-old niece, oh, all's forgiven. That was humbling. I've been really working at it, Jesus. What? That's the point. He's trying to show us it's effortless. Who we are is effortless. That's why miracles are natural order. It's the constipation that's causing all. So we have to have them come out, turn on it, listen to them, beep, beep, beep. Okay, look here. And pay close attention too. No diversions to the side. As someone said, no looking for starfish on the beach. You know, there's only one function. We're not looking for starfish or sand dollars or any of that. It's like, Jesus, lead me to the places that I need to look in the mind. You know, he'll let you play on the beach, like you said to Helen. You know, I have some spaciousness for some whims. You know, when he helped her find the coat, you know, find that coat, if you read that in the text. But listen, when he tells you no coat, if the time is not right, he says no coat, go, all right, great. And start listening. Okay, show me where that desire is for this experience, and show me where in chapter 20, you can sit down with them and go, okay, Jesus, which of these do I look at with you deeper? Which one are you going to take me with? Or which one can I look at, join with a mighty companion? And it's really beautiful because the reflections are coming, like Marguerite calling Christy, going, Jesus said if I need to join, and Christy's going, I think we need, you know, we all start hearing it because we can, because there's only one Jesus giving out instructions. But he tailor makes it for each seemingly expression of consciousness. But the message is the same, light. The message is the same, denial. You can start to have he'll start moving through you. You can tell when there's a denial still needs to be looked at, because he tells you everything. He starts telling you everything because you're listening to him. And you'll know things you can't possibly know. The you can't know, and I can't know. So now that we understand the Jesus metal detector and what our function is to follow where it beeps and not argue with it. Just say yes and just see where it goes. That's pretty simple. Nobody's sitting down with that metal detector and trying to tell the metal detector how to find metal. You know, we don't get in a big fight with it. And I don't trust you, metal detector. You know, that's what we're doing with Jesus. I don't trust you at all. It's funny how that's how consciousness plays. Certain things, not a problem. Talking to Jesus, you sometimes you might feel the smoke rising. It's just something to be seen with him, and he's going to lead us through that too and build that trust. Desire. Okay, I'm looking. Do I need to look at that? No. Do we need to look at Barrett? No. You desire an experience in which miracles, your natural inheritance, seem difficult. That's a good Jesus. Is there a desire below my level of awareness for miracles to seem difficult? And if he says yes, okay, I'm willing to admit it. And then if he tells you okay, and then you admit it and rise up, and do I need to look deeper at that? And he tells you yes, then go with him and say, okay, show me that again. Show me. And he'll just keep going down the stairs with it. Jesus, is it the desire? Do I have a desire below my level of awareness to try and have conscious control over miracles? And ask him. And not give the miracles totally over to you? Is there a desire below my awareness not to fully give you full access? And you just feel that pinch, like, I don't want to give full access. See, that's Christ control when he's in full control of those miracles. But he's willing to work with us and, convince us. But we just have to see that the faster we turn those miracles over to him to direct us specifically, the faster we grease the skids to supreme happiness. We would let him, because he's a homing mechanism. This is what's so unique and extremely powerful about A Course in Miracles. Among the things, like he said, this is not the only means. We're talking with you're starting to have direct contact. This is not a Martian coming down. Although we treat them like a Martian landing, everybody wants to run. The aliens have come. One of the most powerful expressions in consciousness. He's beyond consciousness, but it comes through consciousness, through super consciousness. And to listen to that voice and have that be the only voice. Infinite light, the voice of infinite light, is Jesus. Let's ask, is Jesus the voice of the infinite light? He's in charge of the atonement. Is he going to know the fastest place within our minds, below our level of awareness, where the denials of divinity are? That's how simple it is. A one-on-one conversation with the one who can take us to infinite supreme happiness. We're going, no, I don't trust him. And I understand it. I didn't want to listen to him for sure, much less say his name. So it's just, if you say he's right enough, you're going to see how happy. I mean, it's just happiness. And he takes care of the details as he promised. We have to give him the spaciousness for it and see where we're really duking it out with him. He doesn't duke it out. He's just going to stand aside, because wherever the welcome mat to hell is, heaven can't make its way. Just really continually laying out the welcome mat. Oh, here's the welcome mat to the Lord. Because it's welcoming ourselves home. That's welcoming ourselves home. That's giving ourselves the hug of love. Because there's one. He's the symbol of the one in our mind. And also ceasing to try to find the solution outside of ourselves. See that the solution has always been here. Like I remember it helpful actually, but you can see, like in satsang with Muji, then someone would go up and go, it was really funny. He's so much grace in that being, just totally hilarious. And you can see why I really liked it. It's so inspiring. And they go up and they go, Guruji, chop my head off. throw me over a bush, you know, help me cut off the head of the ego. And he can be a symbol. I mean, there's that the love and it is the symbol in that being. Okay. That's really helpful to have that in consciousness, in our awareness, that reflection. We have to see that it cannot come in that way ultimately. Yet Muji understands, what you start understanding is you you're just it's he's just he sees he does it's you're just a symbol in form of the formless. And it's helpful to be a symbol and form of the formless. Then Jesus is using that body, that form, for the purposes of infinite love. But the master recognizes that the master cannot choose. He can point. He points. He points. Here's the light. Here's the light. Here's the light. That's what Jesus is doing. You're the light. You're the light. And you have to see you chose this. You chose it. And when you choose it, you see that we chose that and we cease to deny it. Then we're home. It's home free. Not home free. I mean, there's still the looking with Jesus that needs to happen. But it's a different relationship. The relationship with Jesus completely flips to give it to me. Because I know I see what I've denied. I see the lights here, and then the only way something other than light can appear is because I want it to be so. And you start to recognize that an infinite, that's acceptance of divinity, because you're ceasing to deny the denials. And it's like, now I'm accepting the denials, accepting that I have denied. And you can see it as beings like Janet said in her session, and other beings are starting to say, wow, as soon as I just accept that I denied it and ask for mirror, it's like, where does it go? It's the denial of the denial that hurts. That's where all the pain is, in the denial of the denial. You desire an experience of being attracted to sin and thus repeatedly experiencing sin rather than being divine nature. Jesus? Repeatedly. Is there that desire in there? I'm willing to admit it. And release that. And be shown that love does not know what sin is. In the light of divine being and honesty of God, does love know what sin is? Does light know what sin is? Like my niece said, all is forgiven. All there is light in there. You believe you are in a body. Thus, you desire an experience of being in a body. I was looking at this with Jesus just the last couple of days, seeing if there's any. Is there any desire left below my level of awareness to be in a body? To be a body? Jesus, I'm willing. Because you see how unnatural it is. Let's ask the light. Is it unnatural to think we're a body? Let's see. Really unnatural. It's really unnatural. That's a turn. You're so used to having one, then you go, wait a minute, that's not even me. That's not even who I am. You don't even think about it actually anymore. It just kind of, it's not on even on the radar screen. Now that sounds hilarious, but actually I hadn't really thought about it. Oh yeah. Then you just realize you don't even know what one is. How about that? Because the light doesn't know what a body is. We just think we do. And then it creates like a density. There's a density to it. Well, when all the desires to have a body and they're not desires anymore. And we're in full function for the spirit. You just don't even really think about a body too much. I mean, a patient, like, and just keep looking. So, okay, maybe a pain, a twitch, little twitches come up. That's to be seen. Just, okay, show me the desire. I want it. That is such a different view from just hearing, well, things are just happening. You know, this is what's happening. No, this is what's desired. This is why this is so powerful in A Course in Miracles. Experiencing sin, guilt and sin. You just go to the power generator. Let's ask the light. What generates the experience of sin and guilt? Below, what's below sin and guilt? We'll just ask, because we can all hear it. Can sin and guilt be experienced without the desire for the experience? We can ask the light that. Oh, let's ask. This is a good one. Here's the one I'll just ask. It's fun. It starts getting fun. You start asking Jesus everything in the light and just let him tell you. Can the experience of a body arise without the desire for it? It starts getting really fun. Just hold his hand and ask him everything. Okay. I know it seems so far away that you could actually talk to Jesus just like he's sitting next to you. Apparently not, because everybody we're getting on the phone with is just, or on these joinings, and even here, you know, they're all just letting that light just cut right through. So we can all talk to Jesus. You believe in the world that you made, thus you desire an experience of the world you made. Oh, I want to ask Jesus, see if there's any twigs in there. Is there any desire to experience the world I made below my level of awareness, to deny light? If he says yes, we admit it. Then there'll come a time on these that he'll just go, no, that's done, clear. We thought about making flashcards. Wouldn't that be cool? A little deck of flashcards. And you just work with Jesus till that one's gone. You set it aside. He says yes. You know how we had flashcards? I used to do that when I had chemistry in college, right? And all the chemical formulas in organic chemistry I had to know with the answers on the back. And then I just worked through them all till I knew all, till I didn't have any more flashcards. It's like Jesus going, that could work. Be working on what?
The flashcards were a waste of time in chemistry, weren't they?
Oh, they were fantastic for me.
But I mean,
they were wonderful. We might be able to use them now. Okay. You believe you have a function other than the one God gave you. Okay, let's look. Thus, you desire an experience, a function other than the one God gave you. Jesus, is there any desire for a function other than what God gave me? Can we find one? In truth, in the light of divine being, can we actually have a function? Let's ask Jesus. You go, no. Impossible. Can we dream a function other than God? Will we be in hell if we dream of this? Hashtag I equal hell. is, let's ask him. I like these, a whole new set of fire. Okay, Jesus. I love this because he's really demonstrating that it's really easy to talk to him and be playful with him. Like he doesn't have Jesus rules, you know? He's trying to show us that we transcend the world's rules. Okay, so let's ask him. I asked him. He says it's all right to ask because it's he wants the relationship with us to be joyful and playful. Again, he's not walking us down a funeral path. That's the ego trying to prove that the light is bad and the light's scary. It's flipped. He's trying to show us all, look, it flipped it. You made the light scary so you could play and form longer. Is scariness of the light a delusion? Let's ask the light. And your head goes, mm-hmm. When you're listening to Jesus, it's we make it up through concepts. So thus you desire a function other than what God gave us, light, happiness. Let's ask the light. It's fun. Do we have any other function in there besides happiness? Is the light saying you got another function than happiness, perfect happiness? Is the light going, well, I'm sorry, but you're just going to have to earn money in this world? Is the light saying that? It's like, really, Jesus? But you'll always feel it. We'll always feel as long as we invest in a personal identity, which is the desire for the experience of a little avatar. We'll always feel that. We'll feel dead. Killing the awareness of light within. So Jesus, is there anything more to see on the function other than one God gave us? No. If he tells you individually to do it, then again, yes, he is so encouraging all of us to join. That's why I just joined, because it's an assignment. You see how much joy it is in it to see through everything together. Ego's going to want to run, pedal backwards. Just ignore that. Join anyway. Like most of you are just setting the perfect reflection in the mind. I didn't want to join, but I joined anyway. So good. You believe you have two functions. Thus, you desire an experience where you feel divided. Let's ask about that. Is there a desire below our level of awareness to have two functions? The split. What are the functions we're wanting? Duke it out. Duke it out with the light. You believe that the sick things which you have made are your real creations. Thus, let's just see. Do we believe there are creations? We think miscreations are creations. Ask the light. And hear what the light says. Yep. So we believe in the world that we made and the unhappiness are real creations. Obviously, if they're showing up, we do. Jesus, do we believe that unhappiness is a real creation? Do we believe it's possible to make unhappiness, to have unhappiness be real? Because if we do, that is believing that our creations are real. The miscreation is real. Because you believe that sick images you perceive are the sons of God. Wow. Thus you desire an experience of what you have made as real creations. Let's just ask them what true creation is and have an experience of true creation, because we can. Ask them, Jesus, will you show me what true creation is? extension of light, extension of infinite love, extending and extending infinitely. Is there any other creation and than that? Ask the light. Supreme happiness, unending. Is there any other creation than that? And the light of divine being infinite, unchanging happiness. You desire perceiving sick images as the sons of God. Jesus, is that true? Perceiving the sons of God wrongly, the Son of God, the one is all the sick images. Is there any energy around that? I'm willing to give it over. Admit it. You believe to communicate is to make yourself alone. And that by communicating, you will be abandoned. Let's really look at that one. What's true communication? Let's ask the light. What's true communication? Being with what is infinite. Infinite, unchanging. Communication and communion, constant communication with totality. Thus, if we have this belief that horizontal is communication, and then we fight for it and for it, how many times have you had a conversation and just felt terribly alone? And then you want that other being to do something so that you feel less alone. If you would just communicate with me in a different way, I know that was the play here, significant other. Significant other, or that you start seeing it in all relationships with parents, relationship with children, relationships with friends. If they would just, see, there's a clue, do this differently, then I would feel like someone's communicating. Now, this is the humor of it all, of course, Jesus. So what was one of my functions as a consultant? To teach corporate communication. But ultimately, you see, the only communication, like Ramana said, is silence, infinite love. It doesn't, does infinite light communicate with anything in the way that we think in the world? Or is it just here in communion? We're so used to the belief and desire that communication comes through thought. Communication is communing with all that is. Infinite love, the experience of being joined to everything and everyone. But don't put a staple on that, because the ego will go looking, well, I'm not feeling joined to everyone. It's not like, it just is. The light doesn't look for the way it's attached to something. See that the light just is. The ego goes, oh, I know what enlightenment's going to look like. It's going to look like, no, it just is already here. It's the light. It's light. So it's not, everyone puts such a staple on that word, spiritual awakening. It's just ceasing to be dead. Ceasing to deny what's already here. That's all. It's ceasing to deny. That's honesty of God. Cease to deny that the light, infinite love's already here, and it can't be limited. Then you because the first time it comes out of your mouth that someone's not awake, you just deny divinity. Or that anybody's more awake than anyone else. Denial of divinity. Oh, that being's really awake. Other, that being. There's no otherness in it. It's just light, infinite divine being. So there's the conceptual idea, oh, what's it going to be like when I awake? Well, the one who's asking that question can't know it. We can see what it's like to be awake because all we do is, what is infinite light that's here? What's it doing? It's just here. It's not doing See, we already know, and then we don't like that answer. So we try to miscreate a world of another answer. So we won't believe Jesus when he whispers in our ear right now and says, you are it. Jesus, I'm not sure I heard that answer. Give me a different answer. Because and then we get all these reflections that awakening is difficult. It takes focus. He's made that perfectly clear. It takes focus. There's no doubt about it. You have arrived. Jesus. It's too late. We're already awake. There's no awake. There's just what is. Don't even use that word. I'm going to ask Jesus. Yes. Don't use it. I'm not waking up. I'm just ceasing to snooze. I'm ceasing to hit the snooze button. I just am. You're beyond am. The light's beyond am. So infinite light, that works. Infinite peace, infinite joy. Anything other than that? No. It gets simple that way. We have two things to think about. See, light, denial of light, miracle. 3 things. Focus on that. That's it. And ask and show me. Okay, that's 5, but it's still very simple. Join. Okay, yes. Oh, so much love. So much love. And Muji would say that. Oh my gosh, so much love. But we need those reflections in our mind that Jesus has taken us all away, and you betcha. Keep listening, keep joining, keep saying, show me Jesus. And like he says, know that you have the bestest of the best, most loving friends standing next to you, brought you to this light circle, taking you home to see you never left, always sitting on God's lap. Just take down the protest sign. Do not hold that. No, I'm not. That's what we're doing. Infinite light going, no, thank you, Jesus. But it's okay. He's still going to get us home because there's no place else to go but home. That's the good news. So much love. Love you so much. Thank you, beloved, mighty companions. Amen. You're right.